Hi guys, how are you doing? It's Elaine Bintz, personal trainer, health coach, and we're on day 14 and our 30-day health challenge. I hope everybody's first 2 weeks have been going great, and I hope your new year got started off on an awesome foot. So today's topic is day 2 of the macro series, which is protein. So what is protein? Honestly, there's a lot of information about protein, so I don't think I need to go too much into detail on that. This will be a shorter video than the carbohydrate video. Thank you for your patience. So protein, what does it do? What is protein? It helps with repair, growth, it helps stabilize blood sugar, helps you with immune function, it helps regulate the metabolism, it helps with all sorts of different functions, fluid balance, pH. There's all sorts of awesome benefits to making sure that you have enough protein in your diet. So what does that number actually mean? So I know high protein diets have been very popular lately, and not necessarily everybody needs a high protein diet, especially based on what your lifestyle is like. And if you do have a kidney, if you have one kidney instead of two, or if you're having kidney problems, or you're on dialysis, or you're in renal failure, or if you have a history of having some kidney disorders, you definitely want to talk to your doctor before you start to change up the protein in your diet, because protein is hard to digest, so it is hard on the digestive organs. So let's talk a little bit today's topic, protein. How much protein should you be getting in your diet? So the average standard recommendation is to consume 10 to 35% of your calories coming from protein, which we ran those numbers a couple days ago back in the macros video. So if you want to check based on a 2,000 calorie diet, you can run those numbers with that video. But if you're somebody who you want to gain muscle, this is a very, very common goal that I hear as a person who, when a client hires me as their personal trainer, it is very common for both men and women to say they want to gain muscle. So let's talk about it a little bit. So let's run the numbers. If you have a calculator available, you can use your phone, or you can use a handy dandy calculator. So muscle in and of itself, what is muscle? Muscle is very metabolically active tissue. So what does that mean? So if you have 5 more pounds of muscle, so say it takes you a few months and you gained 5 more pounds of muscle, you're going to burn more calories all day long, and you're going to probably be stronger. So when you're stronger, if you fall and you catch your fall, you're going to be more resilient and more able to not get injured and hurt yourself. You'll be able to do more survival skills. Say you go hiking and you want to climb a mountain, or there's different activities you want to try. You're going to want to build up your strength before you go take those vacations or do those unique activities. So increasing muscle, the equation is very simple. So we're going to use the pounds equation instead of kilograms, just to eliminate one step. So if you want to increase your muscle mass, you want to consume 0.5 to 0.8 grams of protein per pound. So this is an easy equation. So let's say, for example, maybe my New Year's resolution, I want to gain a couple pounds of muscle. I turn 40, my body is changing, my hormones are changing. We'll use me as an example. I weigh 140 pounds, so we go ahead and plug in 140 on our calculator, and we'll go low end, so we'll say times 0.5, so times 0.5, so I need 70. So I need 70 grams of protein per day in my diet if I want to increase a little bit of muscle mass, if I want to gain a little bit of muscle. So what does that mean in relation to calories? So 1 gram of protein has 4 calories. So this is 70 grams of protein. So you take that number and you multiply that number by 4, and that gives me 280 calories. So if you watched yesterday's video on carbohydrates, you'll notice there's a stark contrast between how much protein you need versus how much carbohydrates you need. Especially if you are physically active, you need a lot more carbohydrates than you need protein. So that was just the low end, so 280 calories from me. So if you're running the numbers and you're taller, I'm 5'2", males, men, you're going to need more. Men, it's easier for you due to your testosterone and your body chemistry. Innately, sorry ladies, it's easier for men to gain muscle and to build strength faster because they do have a biological advantage over women. And then as you get older, it gets harder to gain muscle and to preserve and maintain your muscle mass. But that doesn't mean it's impossible. It's just going to take a little more effort. At 60 years old, it's going to be harder to maintain and gain muscle than it was at 40. And then at 40, it's harder than it was at 20. So it's just going to take more time. Some cautions. I do train some minors. I just want to keep parents posted. If your child is under the age of about 14, you want to be careful if they are going to be doing strength training, and just make sure like the growth plates have sealed. So if your child is growing much more in height, you want to be careful about how much strength training they're doing, because you don't want them to injure or damage one of the growth plates, which can stunt their growth. So you can do like body weight, gymnasts and wrestlers and hockey players, they oftentimes use their own body weight as a strength training tool, push-ups, pull-ups, lunges, things of that nature. But just be careful if your child is doing actual strength training in the gym. Make sure they have a coach available or somebody that they can talk to regarding if they're trying to max out or do some sort of a strength test, just to make sure they don't hurt themselves. So one of the populations I tend to attract are people who are eating a plant-based diet. So I eat a plant-based diet. Vegan, I did eat vegan for about a year. Right now, I'm eating vegetarian. So a question I often get is, if you're eating plant-based, where do you get your protein? But I just want to throw this into the protein category here because, and I will post this in addition to the video, some vegan protein sources. So I just want to let you know that as a vegan, you can be a bodybuilder and you can gain muscle eating a plant-based diet. It's going to be harder to control your carbohydrate intake if you are eating vegan or vegetarian. So any form of, vegetarian is a type of plant-based diet, vegan is a type of plant-based. There's different types of plant-based diets. But the premise of what you're eating when you're choosing not to eat animal products, you are going to have to be more aware of where you're getting your protein from. So it's not impossible. It can be done, but it's going to take a little more planning. So protein, this is super important, just like all your other macronutrients. If you're not eating enough protein, usually you will find that out pretty quickly. If you are getting weaker, you're getting more sick. If you're not eating enough calories, if your immune function, you're not responding as quickly. Say you get a head cold and the cold lasts 2 weeks, and normally the cold would only last 3 or 4 days, you might not be eating enough protein. So again, my name is Elaine Bintz, health coach, personal trainer. I hope this information has been useful, and tomorrow will be all about fat. So I hope you have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye.